guys, welcome back to Mrs. Baker's Chemistry Corner. This is the paper 4 walkthroughs and this is question 4. So, a student electrolyzes aqueous copper 2 sulfate with the apparatus shown. The first thing you need to do is pick up on the fact that this is carbon electrodes. So of course carbon electrodes are inert. And here's the panic, positive anode and negative cathode. So at the anode, you're going to make oxygen. And at the cathode, you are going to have the copper buildup because it's aqueous copper 2 sulfate. So write an ionic half equation for the reaction at the negative electrode and include state symbols. So we know at the cathode, we've got copper forming. We've got copper 2 plus ions are accepting 2 electrons and they are making copper metal. Now what we need to do is put in the state symbols. Well, when the copper is in its ionic form, it's aqueous, and when it's in its metal form, it's a solid. Describe what the student observes at the negative electrode. Now remember, this is the key word, observes here. It means what will you see with your eyes. So at the negative electrode, because we've got a gas being made, we will have bubbles. So you will see bubbles. Give 2 other observations which the student would make during electrolysis. Well, of course, copper 2 sulfate is blue. So that blue colour of the electrolyte, it would fade over time. And the reason why it would fade over time is because these copper ions here are being used up. They're being turned into copper metal here. So the blue colour from the copper ions is going to fade over time. The second observation would be at the cathode, you would see a pinky brown solid formed. And you would be able to see that with your eyes. What difference would the student observe at the positive electrode if the aqueous copper 2 sulfate were replaced by concentrated aqueous copper chloride? Well, if you've got a concentrated solution with a halogen in it, then the bubbles would have like a greeny colour, because chlorine gas would be produced instead of oxygen. So again, we're talking about observations. The student would actually observe green coloured bubbles would be seen. That would be seen. Although maybe you better add at the anode as well. Okay, and that's the end of question 4.